When you think of aero loopers, you tend to think of them in a pretty bad way. And yes, I do have to agree, there are a lot of bad aero loopers out there. However, there's one I thought that stood out. Loch Ness Monster at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. By far, my favorite aero looper. It seems like back in 2018, it went through a renovation, putting trains by S&S. There was another coaster that I rode that went through a renovation, Blue Hawk at Six Flags Over Georgia, and I still thought that ride was awful. Loch Ness Monster, though, I thought was enjoyable. I thought it was a lot smoother than other arrows. I thought it had a unique layout, and it had some good effects. So first, let's talk about the stats. So at a height of 130 feet with a drop of 114 feet, at an angle of 55 degrees, max speed of 60 miles per hour, 2 inversions, 2 interlocking loops, and that is something I like about this ride. The duration time is about 2 minutes and 10 seconds. It's a pretty long ride with a length of 3,240 feet of track, and you pull 3.5 Gs. Also, not to mention, the ride has 2 chain lift hills. Once you're in the area, you're greeted by 2 interlocking loops. If you go over the bridge, you would have to go through a flight of stairs to get to the entrance, which is quite a workout. So once you hit the entrance in the queue, there is some theming. You see a submarine, there's also barrows and a swimming tank. There's also a warning sign saying upon sighting of the Nessie. There's also more props including tents, beds, and clothes. Not much theming was found in the station, and the ride runs 3 trains with 7 cars per train. Riders are arranged 2 across in 2 rows for a total of 28 riders per train. The ride unfortunately has the arrow over the shoulder restraints, which I do find pretty uncomfortable. So now let's talk about the layout. So out of the station, you start with a left-hand turn and then a right-hand turn into the first chain lift hill at 130 feet. Then it has a small pre-drop into a small tight turn before dropping 114 feet towards the park's river. Then it crests upward into a left-hand turn. It then enters one of 2 interlocking loops at 82 feet. Then it enters a right-hand turn into the mid-course brakes. The next part is literally my favorite part of the ride. You enter this tunnel and you keep spinning and spinning for about 10 to 15 seconds. It's pretty intense since you don't know where you're going. I think it's an underrated moment on the ride. And I know there's also a section like that on the Beast at Kings Island. So after that, you enter another lift hill, you turn right into a second interlocking loop, and that's pretty much it. So overall thoughts, I do have to say that a similar coaster that would compare to Loch Ness Monster would probably have to be the Beast at Kings Island. Even though the track systems may be different, like one is wood, one is steel, the layout is kind of similar. Both coasters are over 40 years old, they both have 2 chain lift hills, and both feature helixes that spiral in a tunnel. But Loch Ness Monster I thought was a good ride. I think that is by far the best aero looper that I've ridden. I think that might also be the 3rd or 4th favorite in the park. I know I like Verbol and Invader over Loch Ness, but I'm still trying to decide whether or not Loch Ness might be better than Apollo. So for a final score, I'm giving Loch Ness Monster an 8 out of 10. Kind of extremely rare to give an aero looper a high score like that. This ride and any ride can be a good roller coaster or world-class roller coaster. I mean, I don't think Loch Ness Monster is world-class, but there could be aero loopers that might be pretty dang good, just like Loch Ness Monster. I also heard Tennessee Tornado at Dollywood is pretty good. But Loch Ness Monster, I thought, had a pretty good layout, good effects, and this was a ride I liked. So that is it for my review on Loch Ness Monster, located at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. If you've rated Loch Ness Monster, let me know what you think, and if you agree with everything I said, follow me on social media, links are in the description. Subscribe for more Coastamodium videos, and I'll catch you guys later.